Our Father is the Most High God, so no matter try waste my time. If I know God, you know me not do it.
Godly energy. You are listening to Hope 103.1 FM. You're listening to Hope 103.1 FM. Keep it locked.
Hey, you can't touch me. Lucifer, you can't touch me. Furthermore, take your filthy hands off me family. The blood of Jesus over your family. Plead the blood over your family. This is what to pray and say in the morning. The blood of Jesus over your family. Plead the blood over your family. This is what to pray and say in the morning. Warfare time, when you're under the blood, them demons will shake and tremble. Satan is a old dirty thief, so we mash up your plans with only one sprinkle. If you're feeling pain, the blood of Jesus break every chain and remove our stain. Declare this again and again. The blood of Jesus over your family. Plead the blood over your family. This is what to pray and say in the morning. The blood of Jesus over your family. Plead the blood over your family. This is what to pray and say in the morning. When the Vicks and the bush can't fix this, the blood of Jesus remove all sickness, all asthma and all arthritis. In the name of Jesus we bind it. Jesus is the answer. The blood of Jesus beat out the cancer. Break every chain and remove all stain. Declare this again and again. The blood of Jesus over your family. Plead the blood over your family. This is what to pray and say in the morning. The blood of Jesus over your family. Plead the blood over your family. This is what to pray and say in the morning. When we plead the blood, principalities get trampled. When we plead the blood, generation curse get dismantled. So cover your children and them, your unsafe family members and them. Christ died on the cross for all of them, so start pray for them. The blood of Jesus over your family. Plead the blood over your family. This is what to pray and say in the morning. The blood of Jesus over your family. Plead the blood over your family. This is what to pray and say in the morning. The blood of Jesus for your healing. Cover your
Blessings, guys, and welcome. It's another Sunday afternoon, and myself and Adonna, we are back. This is Team Family on Hope FM, and we want to say a warm welcome to all those of you who are listening. Good afternoon, Sister Donnie.
Hi, good afternoon. Hi to all our listeners and viewers. Good afternoon, welcome.
All right, so we're happy to be here in Radio Land and happy to be back on Team Family. And we want to remind our viewers that Team Family is all about the family. It's all about building up family relationships. It's all about remembering that the family is a team. And don't forget, we have an acronym for that, TEAM, that stands for Together We Educate, Affirm, and Motivate Families. So if you're out there and you're part of a family, all right, whether it is a blood family or some other kind of family, some family that you basically say that you're a part of, remember that the family, that we are here to educate you, to affirm you, to motivate you. We want you to be a part of your family. We want you to be a team. All right. So if you're out there and you're listening to us now, we're about to discuss a new topic for today. So invite somebody, send a link to somebody, and share. Today we are talking about motherhood. Next week, Sunday, it's going to be Mother's Day. And you know, usually when you have those kind of days, we kind of want like a day off, right? We're mothers. We want to celebrate too. So we're talking about motherhood this week. We're talking about motherhood. All right. So if there's somebody out there that you think should be a part of this conversation, just tag them, send a link to them, send it via WhatsApp or, YouTube or whatever the case might be, and let them know that Team Family is on. And today we're talking about motherhood. All right. And as customary, we always like to start right. So we're going to start off with prayer today. Sister Donnie is going to pray because we want this discussion to be Christ-centered. All right. Praise God.
Praise God. Father, we give you praise, we give you glory and honor. who is like you, God? There is none like you in heaven, nor on earth. And so we thank you that you are, oh God, so much of an integral part of our lives. And God, we just want to welcome you this evening in this discussion, this time where we focus on motherhood. Lord, you created motherhood. Lord, you are the one who instituted the family. And so we pray this evening that God, as we discuss this topic, Lord, that you, your word, oh God, would resonate in our hearts, that you would have preeminence in this discussion, Lord. And we just ask that your Holy Spirit would lead and guide our thoughts, and that you would so impress upon and encourage some mother out there today that, Lord, is a gift from God, that children are a gift from God, and motherhood is a gift, is a ministry,
Praise
God. And so, Lord, we pray that the power of God would rest with us today as we deliberate on this topic, in Jesus' mighty name.
Amen.
Amen.
And before we go on, guys, we have a special guest with us this afternoon. We go ahead and just add her to the stream, to the live this afternoon. She's not a stranger. She's not a stranger at all. She's part of a Hope family. All right. So we want to welcome Disciple D, and we're hoping, I'm just hoping that we'll get to add on a couple of our members of Hope, other mothers. We were expecting others to be here with us this afternoon, but sometimes on what's happening, people have their little plans, and so we're not sure who else would join us, but Disciple D is in the house. So good afternoon, Disciple D.
Welcome.
Good afternoon. It's Disciple D on the inside.
All right, how you doing?
I am hot, as you can see. I'm fanning a little
Yes.
bit inside here.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Boy.
How you
You're
guys
sounding a bit,
doing?
I don't know if it's me, but I find it sounding a little low. I don't know if
I'm sounding a little bit low.
I find so. I don't know if maybe I
Okay, let
need
me
to
see if
turn
I
up
can put
my...
up my volume, or maybe
Yeah.
because I'm
I
using
see
my
your company.
Is that Zuri in the background?
I hear it.
Yeah. Is it better? Zuri.
All right.
I'm hearing you clearly. I'm hearing you pretty clear,
I'm
Yeah,
hearing
it's
you
just a
clear.
little low.
I just find you very low. That's all.
Mhm.
Very low. Right? Yeah. So I don't know if you need to turn up your mic.
I'm not hearing you now at all.
All right.
Yes. Okay, good.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So talk again. Let me hear.
Is it better now? Testing.
All
Yes,
right.
it's
Yes.
better.
So much better. So much better.
All
So
right,
much
great,
better.
great.
All right. So guys, as I said today, the topic is motherhood. So we have three of the Hope women on today to discuss and to talk. All right. I see my hubby sending me
Oh, hi,
a little
Christine.
message there. All right. Yes, you hearing? We have Christine in the house. So we adding Christine to the stream right now.
Mhm.
All right. So we have two. Okay, let me add Christine to the stream, and let me make sure that we're hearing her nice and clear. All right.
wow.
Yeah. All right.
Christine look like she on a
It's on the
joyride.
road.
All right. Christine is on the road, y'all. She's on the road. All right. All right. So we have Disciple D in the house. We have Christine. All right. And today we're talking about motherhood. We just talking. This is just a chat this afternoon. So feel free, if you're out there and you want to join the conversation, you want to ask a question, you want to, just give a comment, feel free. This is Team Family. I want to start off the discussion today by asking a very simple question. So we asking questions this afternoon, yeah? All right. I want to ask the first question of what did you look forward to the most about being a mother? Even before, I don't know, maybe in your teenage years and growing up as an adult, anything like that. What, when you heard the word mother and you thought about yourself as being a mother, what did you look forward to the most?
Well, for me, I know this would not be an answer that anybody would be expecting to hear, but it was two minds kind of thing. I was afraid of breastfeeding. I was still looking forward to breastfeeding.
Okay, afraid and
Yes.
looking forward to it at the same time. Okay.
Afraid and looking forward to breastfeeding. So it's a kind of bittersweet thing. So honestly, always thinking about being a mother, what breastfeeding is going to feel like.
Okay.
Serious.
I
But to
get
be
you.
serious about the whole thing,
Uh-huh.
I always wanted to have two kids, and I was just looking forward to treating them um the way how I grew up. I just wanted them to have a better life. So I just wanted to just nurture and love on those kids. I mean, I
All
have
right.
one for now,
Uh-huh.
but it's
Uh-huh.
just the nurturing part and the loving on them, loving on that child. I was looking
All right.
forward to.
Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah, I personally, I was looking forward to spending a lot of quality time with that baby
Okay.
and transferring, all the good things that I can to that child, and a lot of cuddles.
Oh, okay. You're a
Yeah.
cuddler. Okay. What about you, Christine? What did you look forward to the most?
I think for me, well, in the first instance, it was just that having that bundle of joy in your hand and to
Okay.
look upon, well, not mine, like, is that feeling that, oh my gosh, you're actually bringing somebody into the world, like somebody that you have to nurture and care for and teach. And so,
Hmm.
if you think deep, sometimes like I do, I will get
Mm-hmm.
nervous because
Right.
you're wondering, like, will I do a good job? How would how would you go? And then, but yeah, I was just looking forward to just holding that little cutie in my hand.
All right.
Yes.
I don't know.
Nice.
I was looking forward to somebody calling me mommy. I don't know. It just felt like, oh my gosh, somebody's calling me mommy. I don't know. I look forward to that. Actually having somebody to see,
This is
this
my
is
mother.
this is mine. This child came out of me, and you know what excited me too? I always wondered what would your child look like? You're always wondering, if you're pregnant and it's in your head. It's like
Yes.
you're excited to
Yes.
see and know
Yes.
what that child would look like, what they would act like, how they would behave, if they would act more like you or your husband, or that kind of thing. That is what excited me. Just seeing and being able to know that this child came from me, and wondering what they would look like and how they would act and all of that. That was exciting for me to just have that thought in my head that this child actually came from me and my husband. It's like, wow.
Yeah,
A
yeah, yeah,
new, a
yeah, yeah.
special new creation.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm,
It's
mhm.
amazing.
Yes,
It's
yes.
amazing. Just the thought of it. And what about I know that all of us had a different experience um with every child. Every child is a different experience. But Desiree only has one, all right, as
One.
well as Sister Donnie. All right. But no, Sister Donnie can say she has more than one, but I'm talking about
But
all right. But how can we say what was your first in finding out that you are now going to be a mother for the first time? What what was that experience like when you first found out the child that your first child that you actually gave birth to?
Mhm.
When you first found out that you were going to be a mother, what was that feeling like? What was that experience like? Were you sad? Were you happy? Were you what happened?
I was both. I was like, oh my God, am I ready for this? Like, God, what I'm going to do? Like, who going to show me to do this? And like all the thoughts keep running through my head. I didn't know what to expect or
Mm-hmm.
anything like that. I say, well, you know what? I can only learn from what I saw my mother did and other
Right.
people do,
Uh-huh.
But it was exciting for me
Mm-hmm.
knowing that having been pregnant at that time and to see the joy of my husband's face as
Right.
well. Just the moment, the whole journey of being pregnant, well, except the first 3 months, God help me.
You had morning sickness.
That was the worst. That
Oh,
was the worst. I don't ever want to go through that again.
oh God.
But after that 3 months, that trimester passed, and the journey just keep getting sweeter. You're getting all the
Right. Right.
attention, eating anything I want to eat, and the
Yes, yes,
journey in
yes.
itself was just, for me, it was really nice. It was really nice, and the expectancy of bringing a child into the world, it was just a bunch of joy for me, honestly. And then knowing Well, yeah, it was just a bunch of joy.
Yeah, it was as well. It was a joyful moment for me too. After
Mm.
waiting 5 years,
Oh, okay, okay.
so after 5 years, we found out that we actually was having this baby, and
Right.
wow, it was exciting for both of us, and we
Yes.
were looking forward to that baby.
I know, I know, I know.
And all that you
Uh,
can do to make preparation, you did. You did our
Yeah.
best. We did our best to prepare for when she come, and we didn't know what whether it was going to be a boy and a girl.
oh, you
And
didn't want to find out?
no, no,
Oh,
but whoever
Really?
the baby was going to be, we were going to love that baby
oh,
anyhow.
I can't take that thought.
we
Not
didn't
on
we,
me.
we didn't we didn't find out.
Well, for me, it was a different kind of journey, I have to say. All right. Well, first of all, we were married. I can't remember. We had Jed in, so we got married in 2009. We had Jed in 2013. Right. So that was 9, 10, 11, 12. So that was like about
6 years.
4 years after. All right. So, we got married and we decided let we enjoy ourselves first, travel a little bit, do what we want to do. And when we finally decide, yeah, be ready for it now. All right. What I didn't realize was that in some people's cases, right, it might be more difficult than you think it is. All right. So we
Mm-hmm.
started trying for a baby, but then we realized, what happening? How come we thought was just one, two, three? All right. Well, it's one, two, three for some people. Some people don't even, they don't even go for it and they get in. All right. But, you know, it happened over a period of time. We were trying and nothing was happening. And I have to admit, it was an I just want to encourage the persons out there. You're married and you're trying to have a child and you might find it difficult, or you might be having difficulty, whatever the problem might be. All right. I want to encourage you. I remember being very distressed and frustrated. All right. Because it felt
Mm-hmm.
like we were trying for months and nothing was happening. After a while, and we decided to go visit the doctor. I was told I had polycystic ovaries, all kind of thing. I was placed on pills. It was a distress. It was a distressing time. I have to admit.
Mm-hmm.
It was frustrating because you're a woman, you're married, and you expect, okay, we should be able to have children whenever we
Easy,
want to. It's
Yeah.
simple.
Yeah.
And so I understand, when some persons are not able to have children, I understand how they feel, because for a point in time I had that feeling. It's like you feel like you're less than a woman. You cannot produce, you
Mm-hmm.
cannot give birth, what is this? I can't have a child, and that it was serious thoughts, and the devil, really came in and was placing a lot of I was depressed for a while, I have to admit. All right. And sometimes we in life we don't know what people are going through. All right. Because I know many persons, maybe nobody knew what I went through. All right. What we went through. I was, placed on pills, all kind of thing. One day I said, you know what? I coming off these pills. I coming off these pills. Pray go take care of that.
Right.
And I came off this, it was fertility pills. I came off of that. I say, you know what? We pray and we say, God will take care of that. And, you know, it was right before I stopped that. What happened is that there was a day when I knew God was speaking to me. I went, I think the first thing that happened was that the morning, what I read, it was about a woman in the Bible who couldn't have children and then she was able to. So it was either Sarah or somebody. So I read maybe Sarah. And then I went to school and the assembly was on maybe Elizabeth. And then maybe the Sunday, the day before, the sermon was on some other woman who could. I say, Lord, you're talking to me there.
Yeah.
So it was like 3 in a row. I say,
Yeah.
God, and that's when I decided, you know what, I coming off these pills, and we decided, no, a month later, I was pregnant. God,
Wow.
Wow.
a month later,
Amazing.
after I came off the
Amazing.
pills, and I say, I forgetting about that pills. I'm not taking these pills. Look, I had 2 children. I ain't taking no fertility pills. And the
Praise
Lord
God.
was able to
Yes.
do it. Some
Amen.
persons out there. So I want to encourage those persons out there, you may be trying, it may be tough, you may be going through a difficult time, you may be told that you're not fertile, whatever the case might be, your husband, yourself, whatever the case might be. God did it for me. He can do it for you. There's nothing too difficult for him.
Oh
So
yes.
when I
Oh
found
yes.
out I was pregnant, I was extremely happy because I knew I was trying for a while.
Oh, wow.
And I heard what I heard from the doctors and so, and thought, it wouldn't happen. I thought it was difficult, but God allowed me to see
At the
that what the
final
pills
say.
and what the doctors can do for me, he could do for me. So
Amen.
I was
Amazing. Yeah.
ecstatic. I was happy. I was overjoyed. And then even when it comes into everybody around you is like, oh, are you ready to make children yet? It's like your family pressuring you, everybody pressuring you. And
Yes,
that's another thing that people
Yes.
don't understand that you have to deal with. All
that
right.
is right.
It's like everybody pressuring you when you're making the child. Come on, are you ready yet? This kind of thing. And you know in yourself what you've been going through. All right. And sometimes you just feel to lash out at people and say, say what you want to say, but, but for
Yes.
It's true.
God,
It's true.
but for God.
That is true. That is
Good
true.
for
That is
God.
very true.
So my experience was a different one, but I was definitely ecstatic and overjoyed when I found out that, I was having my first son. It was
Yeah.
a joy.
I still have my pregnancy test.
Yes, yes.
I think I still have mine too.
Okay.
I think I still have mine too.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. God is so good, eh? All right. So we're sharing memories this afternoon. We're sharing a lot of memories, and let's start with the positive. Let's start with the positive. Think about one thing or one experience that you had as a mother. Well, we talked about finding out we were pregnant already. That's besides the point. Let's talk about another experience that you had as a mother that really, something that brings back joy to you, something that you really enjoy. Just one, you could share more than one if you want, but let's share an experience that we remember. It could be something simple, it could be something big, it could be something, whatever it is you want to share. Let's share one of our favorite or one of our, treasured memories as a mother.
Let me go first. For me, I would say that most memorable time for me is when Zuri popped out.
Okay.
Honestly, because it was a journey. I had a stillbirth before, right? Some years
Okay.
ago, and then so for this child to come now, it was like I prayed right
Oh,
through. I actually prayed. So it's like when I was on the delivery table, and it was kind of difficult for me because it's like I don't know if he really want to come or I didn't have no more strength or anything like that.
mm,
But I was just praying like God, I'm going to give this child back to you. This is our promise, da da da
yes,
da, that all this kind of
yes.
thing. And then there was this nurse that came inside, and she was like so negative, and it's like in my head, in my thoughts, my
Mm,
experience before that I had, which is a bad experience. And
right,
this nurse
right.
come now, and she's talking about, oh, you're wasting the contractions. Let me see that child and dead inside of there. And I was like,
Oh,
Oh my
what?
what?
goodness.
I
What?
said, nurse, if you don't have anything good to say or
That's
anything
right.
positive to say, I
That's
ask
right.
you to just leave the room, you know?
That's
Because I am
right.
trying to bring this child into the
Mm-hmm.
world. And the minute time Zuri popped out and I
Mm-hmm.
heard that cry, I can
Oh, glory
never
to
forget that
God.
cry. I can never forget that
Oh
cry. She
gosh.
let go one high pitch. I was like, Kevin is your father, girl. Kevin is your father. And that was one of the most memorable time for me. It
Yes,
was a
yes,
joy
yes,
just to hear her cry, you know,
yes.
and yeah, that was like the biggest time for me. I could like remember it like yesterday.
All
And then the
right.
first day, the first time of breastfeeding when Zuri latch on, I was like, God, here we go.
Uh-huh.
You know, here we go. But I have so much other memorable moments and so on, but that is the
Yeah,
one that just stood out the most for me.
surpass
That
them all.
never. Yep, yep, yep.
Oh yes.
Yep, yep. Yeah, that joy of holding a baby for the first time, feeling that warm baby on your chest,
Yes,
that
yes, yes.
you
Yeah,
forget all the pain you had
Oh
a
gosh.
moment ago.
So true.
And it was
that
just
is true.
So
wonderful,
true.
just holding
So
that little
true.
body and, you know, see how she just look up at me as she was born.
Right, right,
She
right.
want to know, well, is that you? Is that my
Yes,
mother?
yes, yes.
And another thing that was so, joyous for me, when she said mama first.
Really? No,
Yes.
Lucky
that's
for
breaking.
you,
That's
lucky for you,
history.
lucky for you.
Yes.
That's
Oh my
history.
gosh. Oh, wonderful. Yes, indeed. For me too, it was that, that moment that you get to hold that baby in your arms.
Yes,
You finally get to see what they look like. And,
yes,
again, the breastfeeding moment when it's that bond that you
Mhm.
feel when that
yes.
child is in your arms
Mhm.
and you look at them. And when they look at you too in this kind of, it's like,
Mhm.
it's that kind of moment to die for. I mean, it's
Yeah,
really a bonding moment.
for real.
It really is. And then that time when they, because there are many, many moments that we can talk about.
Mhm.
According to Desiree,
Yep.
so many
Yes, a lot
moments,
of nice,
when
really
they
happy moments.
first, they would say something to you or they would look at you and smile. That
Mhm.
first
Mhm.
moment you see when they start to smile, it's like, oh my
Yep.
gosh, it's like so heartwarming,
Mhm.
beautiful,
Yeah, that's
beautiful.
true.
And then when they start speaking again, and then they would say,
Mhm.
"Love you, mom." Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
And the first step, the first time they
Oh,
make that
that's a lot.
first
Yes,
step,
yes,
oh
yes.
my
These are
God.
memories.
I was like
These are
crazy
beautiful
excited.
memories.
Yeah.
These are really beautiful memories. Another one that could really, I have to say, I don't know if the children have some kind of sixth sense or something like that. But I remember once, maybe more than once, when I wasn't feeling so good, you might be down in your spirit or whatever it is. And one
I'm
of my
telling
sons just
you.
came and just hugged me and said, "Mommy, you're the best mom." I'm like,
Oh,
it's like this
yes.
child know exactly what going through my
They
head. It's like when you
know. I
see
had a
those
similar
words.
experience. They know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's like you're feeling so distressed or stressed, or you feel like the weight of the world upon you, or something, you're going through. And then they come and they hug you and say, "Mommy, you're the best." I'm like, you know,
It's like healing, therapy,
yes.
everything in
It's like,
one.
oh my
Yep.
goodness. It's
Mhm.
like,
Mhm.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
God
yeah.
used these children. God
Mhm.
used
They
them.
are blessing
They are
Thank
truly a
and
you.
a
blessing.
gift.
They are. They
Yeah.
are. Oh Lord, I'm so sorry we lost Christine. I hope that she'll be able to join us back, but she got bumped out. I guess it's her
Yeah.
connection. All right.
Mhm.
So we're sharing memories this afternoon, guys. If you're out there and you're listening to us, this is Team Family on 103.1 FM. And if you would like to share a memory about your motherhood, maybe you're a mother and you want to share something about, a good memory that you have as a mother, you can go ahead and share if there are any comments, other comments or questions that you'd like to ask. We have three of the Hope ladies on, Disciple D, Lady and Lady Sabby. We're on, and you can share these memories with us. So this is we're talking about motherhood.
Mhm.
All right, we're talking about motherhood today. I know that Sister Donnie has a couple of quotes that she wanted to share with us. Maybe we can talk about one of the quotes and discuss it and see what we think about one of these quotes that she has there. All right.
Yeah, the first quote I will share is from Elder M. Russell Ballard, and he
Mhm.
said, "There's no role in life that is more essential than that of motherhood."
All
I don't
right.
know what you think about that.
What can we say about that quote? We want to
Mhm.
start with Desiree. Go ahead.
Mhm.
Well,
Ah,
the man just literally speak a book.
ah,
Yeah, that's just literally. I mean, motherhood. Oh my God. Like the duty, the chores, the task of a mother is so big.
mhm.
It's so deep. It's just more than just bringing a child into the world, I believe,
Oh yes,
because you have to nurture, you have to be with that child in every step of the way. Even if the father is there or not, you still
true.
have to be. It's like you're number one in that child's life to
Yeah.
ensure how how they are trained to to
Mhm.
go into adulthood and
Mhm.
so on. It's like everything else, from birth until they're finishing school. Like
Mhm.
motherhood never stops.
Mhm.
It
Right.
never stopped.
Right.
It never
Right.
True.
stopped. even
So true.
even if that child, even if that child passed away or something, that mother still does not stop being a mother, because there
It's
are other
true. It's true.
children,
You're right.
and it's like motherhood never stops. It doesn't matter
Right.
what the situation may be. You have to
Right.
be there in the morning time, in the night time, when that child is sick, when they're feeling sad,
Mm.
when somebody call them names, when they're feeling hurt, on the good times, the bad times, school, graduation, everything never stops. And it doesn't matter if
Right.
he's sick or not. As y'all know, it doesn't matter if he's
It's
sick
a
or not.
duty calls.
Girl,
Mothers are
yeah,
superheroes in
girl, you
Yes,
life.
yes.
talk a book there. You talk
Yeah,
a book,
duty
as we
call that you
say.
have to do what
Yeah,
you have to
Yeah,
do.
you
yeah.
have
Yeah.
to do, you have to do what you have to do at the end of the day. Because you know what?
Mhm.
Even if sometimes you don't feel like it, that's your child. That's
Yes,
my
yes, yes.
child, and I have
Well,
to make sure things are done. Even if I have to drag myself, I'm
mhm,
still going to do it because your duty never stop
mhm.
at all. In
And you know what?
motherhood.
As
Hmm.
as you spoke about those things, can you let's share maybe one experience that we had that was maybe a challenging time as a mother. Can you think about,
Hmm.
well, I know there are many, but one that we can actually share with the world, one challenging time that you had as a mother where you maybe
Hmm.
you felt like giving up or you felt distressed or you one challenging time. Let's share maybe one challenging time. I know there's
Yeah.
a mother out there that needs to be, you know,
Uh-huh.
needs
Uh-huh.
to know that,
Hmm.
don't give up. you know,
Hmm. Trust me, there is a lot.
a
There is a
lot, I
lot.
know.
But I will just share one of the most recent. So during the COVID time and so on, we know
Mhm.
it was a difficult time for a lot of people as
Yes.
well. And then um I got COVID. I didn't even know I had COVID, to be honest.
Mhm.
And when I went for testing and I realized, well, I've been with my family for so long, and
Mhm.
I realized, well, I have COVID and I have to try to isolate myself. It's
Hmm.
hard. It's
Yeah.
hard to isolate yourself from a little
Yeah.
child that keeps
Yes.
that calls you
Mm-mm. They want
mommy
the mommy, mommy. They
24/7,
don't care.
plus daddy calling you mommy.
Yes.
It's hard to
Yeah.
isolate yourself from
Yeah.
that because you
Yes.
have certain things that they will just call on mommy. Even if daddy is there, they still call on mommy. And
Mhm.
then this other during that period of time thing, I think he had I don't know if it was a breakup, but I had chicken pox. And I
Oh.
try my best to
Mhm.
not allow this child to come and sleep on my chest. And
Mm.
it doesn't matter. I have to put
No,
sheet
it's
over me
mommy.
because she's still,
Mommy, you
and
get
it
up in the
was
night and you
very
find them on
difficult.
top of you. It's like, where they come
Yes,
from?
it was difficult for me
Yes.
because it's like I don't want to like
Mhm.
shun her away and say, well, oh, you can't come on me because of this and that and the other. You still have to try to make them understand and talk to them in love. It was really difficult for me because I felt like I couldn't help myself, but I still had to try to help her, help him, my husband as well, And it's like
Mhm.
that burden, that task is that weight is
Mhm.
on you. Sometimes you still have to get up and try to pull yourself through, even
Mhm.
if you're not feeling well. And
Mhm.
I mean, that is just two of one of the most difficult times for me.
Yeah.
We had times too when we didn't really have anything. Our
Yeah.
cupboards was literally empty. It was just a really
Mhm.
dry time in our life. I said, like, my God, I have a child. Father,
Mhm.
how are we doing this?
Yes, yes,
How
yes.
we doing this? It's like the
Yes.
sari is not even self cutting it,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
I felt pressured. And even
Mhm.
though sometimes you know that your husband is there and the men feel the weight too, but they don't
Oh
say
yes.
anything.
Yes,
They try
yes,
to
yes.
hide the emotions and try to make it seem as if they have it under control. But once you know
Right.
your spouse, you know
Mhm.
that your spouse is burdened as well. So we
Yes.
as a woman, we will talk the most and
Yes.
stress the most, and they will be quiet. So it's like it was
Yes.
hard. It's like, you know
Yes.
what? That is when I turn. I like to see a hustler. I tell you, I sell all kind of things. I make juice. I do all kind of things. I buy this.
Yeah,
I
make
try to
extra
do stuff
money.
and
Yeah.
just sell to make extra money
Yes.
because they
Yes.
can't. My family have to get
That's
food to eat.
right.
I
That's
have a
right.
child and so on. So I
That's
mean,
motherhood stepping in right
Yes.
there.
that is
You gotta
Yes.
motherhood, and
survive.
Yes.
trust me,
Yes.
Yes.
it has some
Yes.
women. I know it's kind of difficult for them too sometimes, but you just keep who you are, be who you
Mm.
are. You know,
Mhm.
let me tell you, God, nothing God cannot do. When God show up for
No.
you, God's showing up for you because
Oh
that moment
yes.
when we didn't have anything at all,
Mhm.
one of my neighbors, she got barrel,
Mhm.
right? And she was selling stuff. I can go
Mhm.
in the supermarket and tell them to give me stuff and I go pay for it the next day.
Mhm.
I got an
Mhm.
opportunity. So that was like I saw that as God. So
Listen.
I can take
Yeah.
Mhm.
stuff and
Mhm.
pay at the next time. When I
Right.
cross in the road, somebody pull up, they bring some groceries for me. I mean, like,
Mhm.
excuse you. Like
Mm.
God is just awesome.
That's
When He is
Shows up
blessing
on
you, He's
time.
blessing you.
Oh
Yes,
yes.
you just
Oh
need to
yes.
keep strong and have faith and just believe that God is going to do it. He's going to pull you out of any situation you're
Oh
in.
yes. Oh yes. Oh
Hmm.
yes.
Amen.
I remember a situation I had when your children's sick. Oh gosh, girl, I was always sick. Let it be me. Let it be me. Make me sick. When you see
Yes,
a child sick and there's nothing,
yes.
all you do all you can and you just feel so helpless. That is, oh gosh, as a mother, it feels, although you could depend on God, but sometimes you feel, oh gosh, what can I do? So there was this there were many times when they were sick. And I don't know, is that I feel like my husband has been stronger for me in those times because my heart does just break when I see them sick. It's like I start
Yeah.
shivering. Like, oh gosh, my child's sick. What to do? I
I
don't know.
know.
But there was this time I remember, you know, um, one child was sick. All right, Lord, you can't sleep, eh? It's like you had to medicate. So you had to, if it is, you had
Yeah.
to give them something every 4 hours.
Mhm.
You're sleeping, but you ain't sleeping, eh? You're kind of thing and you're jumping up every
Amen.
minute to see as a mother is like, sometimes
Mm-hmm.
them men, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
I'm not bashing the men, eh, but sometimes they're sleeping, they're snoring. It's like, how could you, the child's sick?
Them just
I
be
can't
hypnotized in
sleep.
a trance, everything.
I can't sleep,
Can't wait.
but you snoring.
Mm.
Oh gosh. You're getting up every minute. It's every 4 hours, but till you sleep, you get up. Oh gosh, only 1 hour ago. You think you go back and sleep. Oh gosh, time ain't reach
Yep.
yet. But you
Yep.
can't sleep. You literally cannot sleep. The child's sick and you're getting up. I remember one other time too. Lord, this child of mine, my older son. He used the washroom, and I don't know, maybe he find inside it smelling a little extra, not too nice. My son go and he put toilet cleaner, he pour bleach, I don't know what else he pour inside there, and the window was locked and the um
Ah,
the door
yeah.
was locked. All I know, I just hear and that was around COVID time, and I lockdown time too. All I know, I hear the child coming out from the bathroom, and, and like if he dying or something happened to him. And I panic. I say, Lord, when he may get COVID, something, all kind of thing running through my head. Lo and behold, I get this strong scent, like ammonia. I'm like,
Hmm.
what is this?
Kind of
What did you
connection.
do? Sometimes they just do some kind of funny things. You know, Lo and behold, I find out this child mix up all this thing that thing to make people pass out. I had
Yep.
to think, I had to, after that he couldn't breathe properly. You had to make sure you get air, all kind of thing. It's like he did the night I could not sleep. I'm literally up looking at him because the way he was breathing the whole time is
Yeah.
like, we had to end up, my husband and at that time, he wasn't feeling well. He had to get up and go with him in casualty,
Oh
because
Lord.
because these children just do some kind of thing. But as a mother, you constantly. I literally could not sleep. I'm there over him,
Yeah.
looking at him because I say, Lord. Next thing he stopped breathing because the way he was breathing is like I
Right.
feel like if
The
at some
stress,
point,
yeah.
he would just pass out or something like that. And that's how we are as mothers. We want to make sure
Yes.
that our children are well
Yeah.
taken care of. We want to make sure that, if they are in distress, we don't leave them. We are there for
That's
them. We
true.
watch over, we
Mm-hmm.
making sure that everything is done that should be done, you know.
Yeah. For me, there are so many that I can share, but the one that stands out most to me is when our daughter was 2 and we went into mission training,
Okay.
and the Lord has directed us to go to West Africa on mission, and thinking about taking this little child in this
Yes.
totally new environment.
Yes.
It was
Yeah.
mentally distressing for me.
Okay.
But
Mm-hmm.
one woman there, she a missionary on the training the team there in Barbados. She told me there are children in Africa.
Ah.
So I said, okay.
Ah.
I never thought about it that way.
Okay. Okay. Right.
I never thought about it that way. But I know
Yes.
there's no need to worry.
Right.
There's no need
Right.
to
Right.
worry. You just leave it in the hands of the Lord. And
That's right.
she was really the one that do a lot of breakthrough for us because seeing this little child with this team, they have a
Right.
lot of different rules and things over there. But she kind of break the ice for us,
Right.
and she
Right.
came
Right.
back no sickness,
Praise
no, and
God.
and she was well.
Amen.
train, come back well, watching
Oh,
train.
nice.
God has just been
Wonderful.
good in that whole
Wonderful.
situation.
Wonderful.
So sometimes we stress and we over stuff.
Yeah,
And we just have
yeah,
to give it to
yeah,
God.
Put it all in God's
Give it to
hands.
God.
yeah.
All right.
I
So,
just wanted to share something just before we go further.
yeah.
There was this one time Zuri was sick, and
Mm-hmm.
I think she probably was around 3, somewhere around there, and she'd been
Mm-hmm.
crying a whole night. I know she had a little cold and everything. I'm telling you, I crying for my own self because I'm
Oh gosh.
frustrated.
Yeah.
The hospital is not the first thing I would run to. Prayer would be the
Right.
first thing. I pray, I
Mm-hmm.
pull
Mm-hmm.
down,
Mm-hmm.
I cast down,
Yes.
I destroy, I break strongholds,
Yes.
all kind of things over my time, and she just keep crying.
Oh
And
Lord.
this is for the men. Cause that
Mm-hmm.
night, Kevin woke up because I guess the crying was disturbing him. Because he cried a whole night. And I was like, God, what happened? And it's like, I don't know what happened to her. The man just get up, he pick up his child, put her on his shoulder, and he pray, nice simple prayer. And he just pray for the child. Zuri fall asleep one time. She sleep
What?
right through the night. So
Uh,
I'm like,
what, what,
so God, I was like, God, like, so warm to me. Like, God, so how come you in my press of my prayer not genuine? Like, what happening? But that goes to show the
uh,
authority that men has in the home. It's not
Right.
that God
Right.
wasn't listening to my prayer. He didn't hear my
Right.
prayer.
Right.
He
Right.
wanted him to rise at that moment in time. And
Right.
that is authority because you see, when a man pray, the devil,
Right.
trust me, let's be
Oh
afraid.
yes.
So that is
Yes.
what this is
Yes.
for the
Yes.
men. Like,
Oh
know your
yes.
authority,
Know your role in
use
the
your
home.
authority, because that
That's
is
right.
your role. You are the head of the home. I'm telling you, the
That's
child just
right.
fall asleep in less than no time. Just
Nice.
healing, instant healing.
Ah.
oh my God, just a father's touch, eh?
Oh gosh.
Yes.
Just the daddy's touch.
But what about mothers in our lives? We are mothers, but we also have mothers. You may have it may be a spiritual mother, a
Mhm.
biological mother. Um, let's talk about maybe a mother in our life. It could be, as I said, spiritual or biological. That maybe let's talk about, because we already have biological mothers. Let's talk about other women in our lives that we consider to be a mother, and why. What are some of the qualities, or what are some of the things if you don't wish to call their names, you don't have to, but you can call their name if you like. But
Mhm.
why do you consider them a mother to you? What have they done? Maybe the qualities that they have that you also want to emulate as a mother, that you want for your child. You want to be that kind of mother, not just for your child, but maybe for other persons out there that may need a mother figure in their lives.
Mhm. Who going
Yeah.
first? Me again? Oh,
Sister Donnie would
go
go
Yeah.
ahead.
first.
Go
Well,
ahead.
I have my mom passed, but she was really one of my greatest mentor. And
Mhm.
then I have 5 older sisters
Oh.
who are all I can look to for advice. I can talk to, and so on. But there are also other women
Mhm.
who have impacted my life in a really great way.
Right.
And one of them is I want to mention. I don't think she would mind.
Okay.
Lauren Lacrette. When I was getting married, this woman called me into her home and she put me sit down and she tell me all that I needed to know, all that I was worrying about
Uh-huh.
getting married, and she put me sit down and she spoke to me and
Nice.
she
Mhm.
encouraged me and she shared her experiences with me, and I really appreciate that from that lady. She was a neighbor
Mhm.
at the time.
Okay.
She was a neighbor, but she knew I was getting married, and she thought as a Christian woman she should
Mhm.
share motherly advice with me, and I really really
Beautiful.
appreciated that from
Beautiful.
that lady.
Beautiful.
She's an awesome gem, and also my 2 pastors' wives. That's Sister Welch.
Mhm.
In my early days, she encouraged me in art. She just took me in, and because she saw the talent and ability in me, and she just taught me. She took me along in her classes because she taught in
Nice.
college, and she just took me under her wings and taught me, and I really appreciate that from her.
Yes, you're the artist today.
Yes. And also my present pastor wife, Sister Chase, she would always, if she see you going, doing something that is, she will call you and talk to you about it, and I appreciate that from her.
All right.
Yes. So, there are quite a few great women out there, and they want them to know that I appreciate all that they have impacted my life with.
Mhm.
Sister
Okay,
Desiree.
so for me, well, there's just a couple of women in my life that I appreciate so, so, so much. Um, there's one that she has been my mentor from ever since, has been right there for me always, encouraged me the good, the bad, and the ugly. She would tell me everything straight up, everything, even when God is starting to use me and so on. She's always there to mentor me when I have to get married. She was the one that helped me through some of the counseling, like, because there's so many things in my life when I was going to get married that I really needed to get rid of and to get over and so on, a lot of barriers to be broken and so on. And she really did help me, through the time. She was actually my maid of honor, to be exact, because I didn't
Oh,
want to choose a maid of honor not because they're my friend. I just wanted to
right,
choose a maid of honor so somebody could help me spiritually to get through this, because marriage
right,
is a serious
right.
thing. And
That's
that is how I
right.
looked at it. And in those moments with her, tears upon tears upon tears, because I'm going up to make that step. And you know what? Y'all know her. Y'all know her. And I don't mind calling her name. That's
Yeah.
Pastor Ruth. Pastor Ruth Roberts. She is my
Oh,
darling.
awesome
I can,
woman.
Yes.
like,
Awesome woman.
yes, definitely.
Awesome
Even
woman.
my spiritual walk, she's always there. Sometimes I might kind of drift away, and then she might call. She was like, "Hey, you, I'm picking you up on my radar." I
Oh,
appreciate her dearly. She's
oh
so
Lord.
real and so genuine. And
Yes.
she's one of the women that I hold really close to my heart. That she just always been there for me. And trust me, I would do almost anything for her. Trust me, I sometimes my day on work and she called, "Why eating today?" I'll be like, "What you want to eat?" Because I know you want me to run, go for lunch for you,
Ah,
no problem. And I know sometimes too, you just have to really take some time to appreciate these type of women in your life. Because for me, growing up, my mom and I know my mom loved me, but I guess maybe because of her past and the way how she grew up, certain things she did not instill in me. I didn't hear certain things, she didn't do certain things, and so on. And you get it from other people and so on, but not just because you don't appreciate your biological mother. But Pastor Ruth, she's one that I appreciate very much, like my biggest
mhm.
mentor.
Oh
Then
yes.
of recent, I have Pastor Susan.
Oh
Oh my
yes. I know
gosh.
Pastor Sue.
Pastor Susan, I have
Ah,
a history because the first time I met Pastor Susan, I was like analyzing that lady to the T. I was like, well, where is this woman
yeah.
now? Where she come from? And she always staring me down. But you know what? Pastor Susan is definitely a mother, not just to me,
Mhm.
but to other people as well. And I appreciate her a lot because she have taught me a lot of different things in life about myself, about ministry mainly, about really taking the forefront, and achieving a lot of things. She's a woman of faith, and I really appreciate that about her. It doesn't matter. You could be feeling sick now. She called you because she probably needs some help, and they say, "Well, Pastor Susan, not really feeling like it today." And then she would just start to pray one time, and things you need these type
Mhm.
of people in your life to
Mhm.
uphold you, to keep you up, to strengthen you. When you're down, sometimes you need assistance in different areas of your life, and she's there to help. And I really thank God for that. For her being in my life in everything. Yeah, your marriage have some kind of issue, she's there to help. She's there to counsel you as well.
Right.
And I have one more, but she's not
Yeah.
Jamaican. She's from Trinidad. She's from Trinidad and Tobago. That's Mama. I just call her Mama. And
Uh-huh.
Mama, she's a sweetheart.
Mhm.
Um, Natalie Akindele, and she has been right there for me through it all. You know, when I was getting married, she was right there on the phone with me, making sure everything is okay, just checking to see if I'm not nervous. Anytime I go to Tobago, that's my home.
All
And
right.
one of the things I appreciate the most about her is the little pep talk she gave me just before I got married.
Mhm.
Like what to do and what to expect. And even during the times when I have a little difficulties in my marriage, I could call her and say, well, Mama, talk to this boy, talk to him because you know, and then she will set me straight. And sometimes when you think that the issue is your spouse, the issue is actually you. And she's one of the person that helped me to recognize some of the weak areas in my life and so on, that I can always just call her. Sometimes we talk for months, and one time well, it's mommy. Sometimes you talk to your mommy for days, weeks, you know, and then when something is wrong, you call your mom and you talk. So I think it's just three women that I appreciate a lot in my life.
All
Amen.
right. All right. So, besides my biological mother, who is one of the kindest persons I know, all right, very, very kind and warm person, all right, I can think of two persons off my head right now, although I think there may be others, all right, that I consider to be mothers, spiritual mothers to me, all right. Two that I'll mention on air. There are others because what I appreciate most is prayer. For me, all right. When I was getting married, I don't think I had all of the pep talks that you all had. I probably wish I had all of those pep talks. All right. I didn't have any of that really. All right. But what I did have was, a woman, all right, who is actually my aunt. All right. She is very inspiring to me. All right. Auntie Yvonne. Right. She is also one of the kindest women that you would ever meet. Trust me. Anybody here would go to Trinidad, all right, wherever, once you meet that woman, she treats you like her own daughter, like you are her own. All right. She's um very, what can I say, has a wealth of knowledge, all right, that she shares, and very loving, very kind. As I said, you would never know that you're not her own daughter. Trust me, after you around her for a little bit, all right, you'll feel that literally, okay, this is my mother. All right, her words of wisdom and the way she treats you, and very kind-hearted. The other individual that I consider to be a spiritual mother is a woman that we all know that is usually on daily on Hope, and that's Cassandra Powder. Love her very much. She is definitely a praying woman. I love her a lot because of her personality. She's different. I like people that are real. All right. And she would say it as it is, very plain. All right. And she was there for me, I have to admit, in a very difficult time in my life. And she prayed me through. She is definitely um, a woman of God. I would consider a mother to me, a spiritual mother. And what I
Amen.
appreciate is her prayers and her realness. All right. And I know there are other women. All right. But I don't want to mention all of them on air. All right. But there are others who have prayed for me and who continue to pray for me, and always encouraging. That's what I like, encouragement. All right. And yeah, there are a lot of, and if you're out there and maybe you don't have biological children, but there are women that you can pray for, that you can encourage. Trust me, that kind of spiritual motherhood is well appreciated when you can tell
Amen.
somebody that you're going the wrong way, or you're not doing something right, or it's not all the time people like to hear you're not going right. Encourage them, let them know that you're doing this right, or this is the right way to do it, instead of saying this. You can't come down on people all the time, all right? But there's a way to do everything. But I think prayer is always the way to go. Encouragement. You see somebody have a talent, as Sister Donnie said, she liked painting, and somebody just took her up and taught and helped her along that way. We can be spiritual mothers. We can encourage a younger woman out there. We can encourage maybe somebody even our own age. You encourage them, or you be that kind of encouragement to them that they may not be getting from maybe their biological mother, or I don't know. We can all be spiritual mothers. We can always be
Yes.
an encouragement to somebody out there. Somebody's in need, and you see how you can help them, whether it's physically help them, financially help them, in whatever way that you can help, or be a motherly figure in somebody's life.
Yeah.
All right. It doesn't have to be another woman, but All right. Let's see how we can be a blessing to somebody out there as mothers.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Definitely.
Amen. Amen.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Sister Donnie, all right. I know our time is fast approaching. The time is almost up, but I know you had another. I know you had a other few of the quotes that you wanted to share. Maybe let's share just one other one, and let's talk
I
about
have
one
quite
other
a
one.
few. I'm going to share this one. This one
Yes.
says, "Youth fades, love droops, and the leaves of friendship falls. A mother, a mother remains the hope of all our lives and keep us together." So the mother, let me say it again. Youth fades, love droops, and the leaves of friendship fall. A mother's secret hope outlive them all.
Mm.
Ah, this is a very interesting quote right there.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
about motherhood. So
yeah.
if you're young right now, that will feel at some point, right? Youth, what you say, youth,
Youth fades,
yeah, youth fades,
and
meaning that you will get old.
love
Yes,
droops.
Right.
yes.
Love
The
it.
leaves of friendship may
Uh-huh.
fall,
Right. You may lose
Mm-hmm.
friends.
but a
Uh-huh.
mother's
Mm-hmm.
secret hope
Oh gosh.
outlives them all.
All right.
I'm
So
telling
mother,
you,
yeah.
mothers, the
Once,
duty never stops. Yeah.
yeah. You're a mother, you're always hoping, you're always
Mm-hmm.
thinking that you're praying to God that something is going to work out for your children. You are there for
Yeah.
them, even if your child may be going down the wrong way. You see them doing the worst thing. As if you're truly a mother, all right, a true mother will never ever give up on her child. All right, you're
That's
always
true.
hoping, you're always praying. I've heard of mothers who have seen their children going the wrong way. Maybe they're in drugs, maybe they're killing, maybe they're whatever they're doing, and because of that prayer, that constant prayer, all right,
Yes.
at
Mhm.
some point in time, that child is saved, that child is born again, that child comes back to the Lord, returns as a,
Yeah.
as a prodigal son or the prodigal daughter, whatever you want to call them. But as mothers, we don't give up. We don't give up on our children.
Yeah.
We keep our hope
And that
alive,
Yes.
and
that
we know
is
that God
true.
gives us those children, and He has a plan for them.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
So
yes.
we keep
Mm-hmm.
our hope alive, and we trust God for our children
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh,
And you
as
see, the
yes.
thing is,
mothers.
too, mothers see something different in their children as well. They just
Mhm.
know and they feel that difference concerning their child, and they know that something is. They would know when something is wrong. They would know if it's something spiritual, like if it's something physical or whatsoever it may be. And that prayer of a mother that just never ceases. I know to tell you, I know you have a lot of. I know of this guy. I just always say his mother's prayer is what keeping him alive, because he will drink and then he will come back and say he repents, and he will come back to the Lord, and then he will go back out
Mm.
and drink again, and he'll come back, he will get himself in trouble. He has so many near death experience, and I was like,
Oh, gosh.
it's only God. And I know the hope of a mother is so, I mean, it's deep, it's deep when everybody else fails you, when friendship dies and so
Mm.
on. That mother is still there for you
That's
despite
right.
what.
That's right. That's right.
So it's so important to just appreciate and love on your mom. It doesn't
Appreciate.
matter.
Yeah.
Sometimes you may have a really bad relationship with your parents. Some parents just behave unseemly sometimes, but you as a child, you can
Mm.
make the difference in your mother's life. Because for me, for example, I didn't grow up with hearing my mom say I love you, and I didn't get a pep talk of like becoming a teenager or anything like that, going through my menstrual cycle, what to do, what not to do, and all these kind of things. It was different, but I didn't blame her, because as I grow and I mature in the Lord, accepting Christ in my life, learning about the Lord more, I realized there are a lot of generational curses and so on. And I was like, you know what? I should make the difference. So
That's right.
let me start giving her hugs.
Right.
Even though she didn't hug me, I'm gonna start hugging her. I'm gonna
Right.
start kissing her on her face, because
Right.
I want that. That's what I wanted. But you know what?
Right.
Maybe she didn't get it too. So you know what?
Right.
I'm gonna
Right.
give
True,
her the
yeah.
kisses on her face.
Give what you want,
And
right? Yeah.
exactly. And I'm
Yeah.
loving her. And I could tell you
Mm.
today, it's different. I could just walk up to
Mm.
my mother and give her some hugs, kiss, and at first she was just kind of like pushing away kind of thing, because
It's
she's only used to that.
uncomfortable.
But
Right.
now she's expecting
Mm.
it.
Mhm. Like that.
Yep, yep. And I'm sure
Yeah,
she will
so
give
you
it
just have
to.
to.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. You just have to. You have to bring the change.
Oh yes. Oh yes. So as I said, our hour has come to an end. All right. So we're gonna share some last comments now, just before we leave. Any last words, Sister Donnie, Sister Desiree? Any last words before we go today? Next week is Mother's Day. I don't know.
Yes.
Share
Well,
whatever you want to
ooh,
share.
well, I just want to greet all mothers out there, all the Hope mothers,
Yes.
on the Hope family team, and also all the mothers who are listening. We want to just
Yes.
wish you a blessed day, a very reflective day on motherhood, and what a wonderful gift it is. And we just want to wish you all God's blessing over you and your families. And I want to just say thank you, Desiree, for joining us this evening before we close
So
out.
sad that the others couldn't join us, but
Yes, I was looking
Lindell was able to
forward.
join for a moment. You want to thank her for at least showing up. Yeah.
yeah, Christine.
Mhm.
Any
Well, for
last
me,
words?
I just want to encourage the mothers. You could be part of a family, single parent, and so on. You just keep holding down the fort, because you never know when your breakthrough is going to come. And just continue to trust God. And Mother's Day is coming up. You can treat yourself. Don't wait for
Oh
somebody to
yes.
treat yourself. You can
Oh
treat
yes.
yourself, you know, and make something special for you, because you could.
Mm,
It's also good to appreciate who you are as well. You know how hard you worked as well,
right.
and I just in advance we wish you happy Mother's Day. I mean, this month is
Mhm.
Women's Month as well too, and we just want to, in our church is Women's
Oh, in your I was
Month.
wondering. Okay.
Yeah,
So
it's Women's
celebrating
Month.
women. Okay.
Oh, I
Yeah,
like
so
that.
we celebrating women and so on. So just to the women, just be encouraged. God has not forgotten you. And have
Mhm.
yourself a wonderful time. Treat yourself, love on yourself, and appreciate yourself, because you deserve it.
All right, nice. So thank you again, Sister. Why am I saying Sister Desiree? Disciple D
On
for
the
being on the
shout.
show. Thank you so much to all those of you who are listening out there, to all the mothers, whether you are a biological mother or a spiritual mother. Happy Mother's Day in advance. I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful week and an amazing day on Mother's Day. All right. Even if you don't particularly have somebody to treat you, treat yourself, as
Yes,
Disciple
we
D
say.
said. Treat
Mhm.
yourself. All right. Self care is important.
Oh,
All
yes.
right. And thank you again. This was a wonderful, wonderful
Thanks for having
discussion.
me.
All right.
Yes,
It
it
Yes.
was
was
a
really
blessing.
wonderful having you.
So, guys,
Yes.
have a great week. And from
Mhm.
Team Family, don't forget what that TEAM stands for.
Together
Together,
we
we
educate,
educate, affirm,
affirm,
and
and
motivate
motivate
families.
families.
So, have a great week
Amen.
and
Blessings.
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 Bye, Disciple
Yes.
D.
Blessings.
Hey, you can't touch me. Lucifer, you can't touch me. Furthermore, take your filthy hands off me, family. The blood of Jesus over your family. Plead the blood over your family. This is what to pray and say in the morning. The blood of Jesus over your family. Plead the blood over your family. This is what to pray and say in the morning. Warfare time when you're under the blood. Them demons will shake and tremble. Satan is a old dirty thief, so we mash up your plans with only one sprinkle. If you're feeling pain, the blood of Jesus break every chain and remove our stain. Declare this.